What do you make of what we've been hearing from the president?
Well, Nadia, we heard from Macron a lot of positive signaling about the green energy transition to start talking about France building wind farms. France has a lot of new nuclear projects in the pipeline, but really there were two big themes here that he hit upon repeatedly: solidarity in Europe and sobriety. For solidarity, France, Germany, and Spain, especially together, send a lot of electricity and gas back and forth to one another based on the need at the time through networks. And France said that it would absolutely stand with Germany if it needs it. Now, Germany, of course, relies more heavily on Russian gas than most European countries, and that's really what we're dealing with here, of course, is all about the price of gas skyrocketing in the face of Russia cutting off the Nord Stream 1 pipeline this past week and then keeping it closed unexpectedly, not entirely unexpectedly, this Monday. We're seeing today the price of European natural gas futures up around 18%. That's for the day. They're up 400% for the year. And that is really taking a big hit on the economy there. So France is saying we will, of course, send gas to Germany as needed. We could send gas to Spain, but we don't need to because we've been stocking up on our gas, et cetera. And that brings us to the next theme, the sobriety. And this is a theme that we've heard a lot from the French government in recent days. Just last week, we had the conference of France's business leaders, the MEDEF, where the Prime Minister, Elizabeth Borne, told the employers gathered there that all businesses in France need to have an energy sobriety plan in place essentially by this week to avoid the potential for rationing this winter. And Macron, of course, painting a very prepared picture of France in this press conference, saying that our gas stocks are at more than 90%, Europe's are at more than 80%. In the first question we saw there, though, a lot of talk of the potential for rationing if France does not save enough energy in preparation for the winter, and depending on, of course, factors like temperature and usage, things like that. So Macron once again calling on his fellow countrymen to cut their energy use by some 10%. Also talking about diversifying the energy supply quite a bit. Germany today has been considering a plan to keep some of its own nuclear plants open after the Fukushima disaster in 2011. Chancellor Angela Merkel started to wind down the country's energy program. Obviously, a lot of second-guessing of that decision now. But sobriety, solidarity in Europe, as we see here from Macron.
And Macron speaking today, as you said, after he spoke with the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz a little earlier today. They're trying to get their ducks in a line, aren't they, ahead of that EU summit on energy, which is coming up on Friday.
Yeah, they are, and it's going to be a big deal. It's been really played up in the past week, especially. And one of the things Macron alluded to it in his answer to a question there that's going to come up at this meeting on Friday is what's called the merit order pricing system, and it's how Europe sets its electricity prices on the continental energy markets. The way it works is that the cheapest sources of energy, which are usually renewables like wind and solar, things that once you have the infrastructure in place, they don't cost anything to produce energy, they put their power into the system first. The prices, however, are set using, not entirely by, but using the most expensive form of energy production, which right now is gas. So consumers at the end of the line are essentially paying a often much higher rate for their energy than it's actually costing to produce because of this legal system that we have in place called the merit order system. It was actually intended to boost green energy production because if you are a wind farm, you're getting paid gas money for your electricity. That boosts your profit margins. People in the market forces say, oh, I should build a wind farm because they're getting paid a lot of money. When gas prices are as high as they are, the system is completely out of whack. You see people paying, in Germany, 2x, 3x their electric bill, to not even talk about the UK. Here in France, we have an energy tariff shield, a price shield for individuals, but businesses have much less protection. So I think we're going to see a lot of work on reforming that system at the EU energy meeting later this week, Nadia.
Bryan Quinn, thank you very much indeed for your analysis as we were listening there to the President speaking on energy prices.